Marvel has no idea what they're doing anymore. No idea. And we're about to see that again as we watch the upcoming premiere of Ironheart, which is just around the corner. It's going to be fun because this, according to Marvel insiders, at least one of them that talks to Nerdrotic, is the worst thing they've ever made. And I believe it. This has been sitting on the shelf over at Marvel for a while. They're finally putting it out, and it's going to be fun. But you don't have to look to this for problems. If you really want to know why they're in such rough shape, well, look no further than Blade. They've had a Blade movie in developmental hell for years. In fact, it's pretty much canceled. The last I heard, we're not going to get it because they can't figure out what to do. And the writer of the original Blade has come out and talked about it. He's baffled by the movie being stuck in development hell, which is funny to me. It's always been funny to me. This is a simple story. In fact, he calls it a simple story in the interview that he did. Now, somebody says that you work at Marvel. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because it's so ridiculous. Not being able to make this movie. And we have some leaks on what was going on with that. Like, for one, that they wanted to put his daughter in it. They were trying to make it center around women. They were trying to put modern Marvel bullshit into it. And that just doesn't work as well. Like, you're going to have a hard time making a Blade movie because the first one with Wesley Snipes was so good. I think that's one of the better comic book movies. In fact, what's funny is one of the first of the modern era of comic book movies. But it's a simple concept. Badass vampire hunter takes out vampire boss. Done. I mean, that's the bones of any good Blade story because he's a vampire hunter. All you need to do is have Blade kick ass, take out vampires, and work his way up to the final boss. Done. It's really not that hard. Well, you can find a way to make a spin on that makes it more interesting, but at the end of the day, that's a Blade movie. And the fact that they couldn't figure that out just shows you how bad they have fallen. All right, we want to make a Blade movie, but how do we put gay shit in it? I think that's the conversation they were having. How do we put that in there and make it appealing? So it was fun seeing David S. Goyer shit on them for this, and he's not wrong for it. So he went on Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. And by the way, he wrote the first two Blade movies, which are excellent, and directed the third. The third movie, not so good. Not awful. Well, I don't want to say not awful. I haven't watched it in a long time. I think I've watched it one time in my life, so maybe I'm off, but I remember really not liking it very much. But the first two are amazing. Absolutely. In fact, you could make the argument the second one's better than the first. I'm not so sure. I would really need to sit down and watch them. The problem is the second one, I don't even know where my Blu-ray is on that. I wish they'd re-release it in 4K. The first one got a 4K re-release. Looks good until you get to the end with that CGI, but in my mind, I think Blade is a relatively simple story. It's not complicated, he said, and he's right. It's not. Unless you are working on the third one, which is not a very good movie. When you embark on a movie like this, you have to distill down what is the promise of the movie. The promise of a new Blade is that it should have ass-kicking. It should be pretty scary. Might be R-rated. I would argue it has to be R-rated. And it should not be complicated. It should be a simple story. 100%. 100%. This isn't Shakespeare. We're not trying to write Forrest Gump here. It's a simple story about a vampire hunter kicking ass, taking names, looking for Dracula. I mean, that's what a Blade movie in the MCU should be. him hunting Dracula. Have him take down Dracula. Like, you could turn Dracula into an MCU baddie, like a big one. And then you have Blade in there working with the Avengers. Now, see, I'm just giving away material to Marvel here, which they should have thought about themselves. Dracula has been in the comics for a while. There's actually some great Dracula stories in Marvel, even with the X-Men. Like, Storm became a vampire for a while. That's pretty cool, actually. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's been done in comics that they've totally ignored so that they can bring us Riri Williams, a character nobody wants. They've skipped so much. They've been doing a lot of the modern shit, which blows me away. There's so much good stuff from the 70s and the 80s and even the 90s. And they're just throwing it all away for this new shit. I don't get it. I really don't. It's been so hard, I have no idea. I'm baffled. I've sat on the sidelines, and Mahershala Ali is an amazing actor. He is. He probably would have made a great Blade. And they did nothing. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's probably done. I don't think that they've come out and just said it, but the guy's working on other movies now. He could have pulled that role off. Like, it's not a hard, complex role to do it. You basically just play a badass dude, a hard-ass, kick-ass guy. Like, he could have done that easily with his eyes closed, half asleep. So, yeah, you could tell, like, the way he says this, if you actually watch it, like, he really is, he's trying not to shit on them so hard. But he knows, like, who the hell you got over there. Now, he actually answers a question I've been wondering about. Why didn't he return to the character? Why do you hire him to write another script? And I guess he doesn't want to do it, thanks to some advice that he got from Christopher Nolan. But I'm pretty sure David S. Goyer wrote Batman versus Superman. Yeah, he did. Maybe he regrets this. And I'll say it because of this. So the question is, would Goyer consider returning to the character? I go back and forth on it. He told him all the time on social media. I say they should have Goyer do the new Blade. Part of me thinks it'd be fun, but part of me thinks I did so far the definitive Blade, and it's a mistake. And he did do the definitive Blade. Goyer also added another interesting tidbit. Christopher Nolan advised him not to work on Ben Affleck's said Batfleck. I almost was combining them. Ben Affleck's Batman, because he'd written the Dark Knight trilogy, so it should have been confusing. See, he should have taken Christopher Nolan's advice. He did write Batman v Superman. At least he was a part of that process. And I'm sorry, but that movie's awful. It's an awful movie. Looks good. This movie is a showcase on 4K Blu-ray, the new version that got a proper transfer. It's unfortunate, though, that the movie is awful. So, him coming back, because the man has Batman experience. But, I'm not a Zack. I like Zack Snider just fine. I like his Dawn of the Dead movie. I like 300. I even like his Watchmen movie. In fact, this is probably going to boil some blood, but I think the ending to Zack Snyder's Watchmen movie is superior than the comics ending, because I always thought the squid thing was stupid. Turning Dr. Manhattan into a threat kind of works a little bit better in my opinion, but I'm sure some people are going to be a little mad because I'm being disrespectful to the great Alan Moore, but I'm sorry. I don't like the original's ending compared to the movies. Other than that, Zack Snyder's DC stuff, wasn't a big fan of it. Was not a big fan of it. And, yeah, I guess maybe this is a good point. Maybe he shouldn't rewrite the new Blade movie. But he is right about this. What the hell are they doing? How the hell can they not make this happen? It's fascinating. It's It's really not that hard, and it shows you just how far Marvel has fallen. So subscribe and comment so you can tell me why you think he should be a part of the movie or he shouldn't. Also, before we go, I have a comic book out there. Probably not going to get made into a movie, but it did get made into a kick-ass comic book full of action, non-stop action, by the way. Over $95,000 in sales. That's awesome. Thank you so much to everybody that's backed it. You can check out the link. We've got shirts, posters. We've got a supplemental book for $6. Cover D is only $17 if you want to jump in. We also have signed and graded CGC slabs. I'll be signing these myself personally in Dallas at the Ripaverse warehouse, probably sometime next month. So this book is done, so we will be printing soon. And the numbers for things like this will be limited, so don't wait too long to pick it up if you have plans to. So with that, subscribe, share the video, hit that notification bell, like, comment, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
The year is 1945. World War II rages from the halls of Buckingham Palace to the shores of the Nile River. Even now, the clash between freedom and tyranny is about to boil over. Somewhere in North Africa, two American flyboys are soaring high on a reconnaissance mission, searching for clues to a peculiar new obsession, with the occult gripping the Nazi high command.